All right, we are back live again, hopefully. So sorry about the technical difficulties there. I had to start a whole new stream. If you were watching on the last one, again, so sorry about that. We were kind of rocking and rolling there. And then we had some technical difficulties. That is the second time that's happened. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. It's like I don't know if it's an internet problem or computer problem. But I definitely will be looking into this for sure. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties there. Let's see, we got, and let me know if everything looks okay. You can see me, and I think I had to reboot my computer, so I don't know what's going on. But like Wi-Fi completely, it wasn't my Wi-Fi, I'm hardwired. Had some issues there. Thank you, Brian. Yes, we were right in the middle of getting an exclusive discount code just for today only, and all of my tabs were gone. So let me see. Let's see. Let me do a new window. I'm gonna get my browser back up. I appreciate y'all's patience. Eric, welcome back. Thank you. John, looks all good. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. George, appreciate you guys hanging in there with me, bearing with me. Might be a more intimate live stream after that. I don't know how many we lost there, but yeah, super. You know, one of those things, technology, right? So let me look at my list real quick. Let's see. I'll try to get here. So yeah, we had an exclusive discount code was just given to us by Sam for that that 2.0 temperature sensor. This is why you ring the bell. Hey, great, thank you. I should think of stuff like that. Perfect. Yes, get a notification when I randomly go live like that. And I may do some more like random lives. I was thinking that might be kind of fun. But yeah, so I mentioned earlier in the original stream that this will be the last stream for a couple weeks. Again, hopefully we can get through this one. I'm not really sure what the issue is. I have an idea, but anyways, and yeah, I'm gonna take a couple weeks take a couple weeks off from streaming. I will have some new videos, may even outside of my normal schedule. So again, make sure that bell is turned on so you get notified of that. But one of the things, aside from spending time with family, that I want to do is, Brian says, thanks to the delay, finally made it in time to watch. That's funny. But yeah, one of the things that I want to do is try out some different software and just try some different things for the live stream. So I've been using this kind of the same setup for at least a year, maybe two. So we're going to try some different things. And as a channel member, just kind of keep your eye out if you want to get involved, because I probably will do like some test streams and stuff like that just for members, just to kind of test out some new things and stuff like that. So could be fun. But yeah, hopefully things will only get better. So James, welcome. Thank you. George says, assuming no member chat next week. Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't fully decided on this. Most likely that's probably the case. If so, we'll try to reschedule the member chat, which as many of you know, is usually the first Wednesday of every month. But I'll just kind of have to see what's going on. So I will definitely make sure I let everybody know through the Discord and also on the community page. On YouTube. So well, we're up to 100 viewers again, so excuse me, that's good. I appreciate you guys again so much for the patience. And yeah, I don't know, this is the second week we've had some technical difficulties, so I definitely need to spend some time to get to the bottom of that. Sam, you're back. Take away the live streams, but fine. The member chat. We will reschedule. So we have always, anytime we have had to not do it on a Wednesday, the first Wednesday, we have always rescheduled. So there will be one for sure in April. Rest assured. Let's see. Maybe I do need a good IT guy. Actually, one of my good friends right here lives close to me, is a very good IT guy. So Maybe I'll have to have him take a look at my network. I'm starting, anyways, I won't get into the tech. I have an idea of what may be the root of this, but it'll take some digging, so. Oh, that's a good idea. Jeff, I think the members should have a scheduled chat on the off weeks for those who want to join. Okay. Yeah, so like maybe instead of, in place of these live streams, since we're going to have a couple weeks off, that's probably something we can do. Larry says, Sam's super chat had a self-destruct attached and took down the channel. Say it ain't so. Sam was hitting us with all the goods, man. Gifted 10 memberships and then the super chats and the discount codes. It was just too much for the channel to handle. You're gonna jump on the ubiquity train. I don't know. Maybe one day. It's tempting. We'll see. Again, I don't think I'm having internet issues unless it's not from my router, I don't think, because I mean, I'm hardwired and everything. My speeds are good. I was checking everything on my phone, my mobile devices. I'm thinking it's something going on with my computer. And yeah, so we'll Sam trying to break it again. Sam, did you take another shot? Thank you so much, Sam, for the continued support, even after the last live stream self-destructed. You are too kind. Thank you so much, Sam, for that. And again, guys, the 2.0 temperature sensor, 25% off. Sam, what was that discount code again? Put that in the chat one more time. Another 5 while I was disconnected. Oh, thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's right, Jeff. We can definitely do something like that. Too many smart devices. Oh man, 5 more gifted memberships. Wow, awesome. And Sigmund Judge is in the house. Sigmund, you got gifted another membership right here. Ty Rigoberto. So sorry if I mispronounced anybody's names here. And Al Wolf were gifted memberships, and Juan as well from Sam. So Sam coming in. Sam, another 5 shots. Oh boy. Happy Easter, Mary. What's going on, Mary? Happy Easter to you as well. So Sam, let's see. Thank you, Dan. Shane Temp. So 2.0 temperature sensor. Use code Shane Temp for 25% off, wasn't it? There you go. So I'll put that in the chat. Hopefully that code is correct. And thank you again, Sam, for that and everything else today. We'll jump into some things while the stream is moving along here. I came across this as a Kickstarter. I thought this was interesting. I wanted to share. This is apparently the first, I want to say it's the first stair climbing robot vacuum. At least it's the first one that I've ever seen. This thing is crazy. Let me see if you guys can see this. We don't need to hear it. Have you guys seen this? I'm super curious to see this in action. I think, and it's on Kickstarter right now. It says I just saw this on Vacuum Wars page. Looks rad. So yeah, I mean, that's what it does. It's a robot vacuum that can climb the stairs, apparently. They had some good, let me scroll down. They had some good little images here. There you go. Look at this thing. I don't know, because I have a hard time getting my robot vacuums not to get stuck on like the craziest things around the house. So I would be shocked to see one that can actually successfully climb the stairs, much less not get stuck like in the chairs at my dining room table. So we will see, but that's pretty crazy right there. One thing I do like is, I don't know if that, see how this thing can move? So this thing can go like sideways and frontways. Pretty cool. And then this here, let's see, there's another image of that. Pivotable brushing system, they call it. I'm not as crazy about these types of mops, but it does mop, it vacuums. And here, let's see, I think I need to scroll all the way down. Sorry for all the scrolling. These Kickstarter pages have so much stuff. There we go. Look at that. Pretty crazy to actually see an Apple HomeKit logo and a Matter logo on the page of a robot vacuum. I don't know, what do you guys think? Of course, this is a Kickstarter page, so it's one of those, you know, you're buying or backing on promises at this point, but pretty crazy. Let's see, let's look at pricing real quick. Super early bird at $849. I mean, that's, you know, they're saying MSRP is around $1,500. That's still pretty competitive compared to like some of the vacuums that are out right now. Like I'm using the Narwal right now, the new Narwal Freo X, which I love actually. It's probably my favorite one that I've used so far. And that one is around the same price. I think there's a $200 discount right now on that one, which I did put any discount codes in the description, I think, of this live stream. Again, we had some technical difficulties earlier, so hopefully those links and discount codes are still down there. But yeah, like I said, kind of comparable. So, I mean, if it can actually climb stairs at that price, you know, pretty good. Can it go down the stairs? Good question. I would sure hope so. I don't know. Let's see if there's any images of it going down the stairs. And this thing has like the empty, you know, what do you call it? Drainage system and all that kind of stuff. Clean and dirty water tanks, like a lot of them do. I do want to see it going down the stairs now. It's got to have a way to get back down. But what it does, I looked at a little video earlier and, oh, there it is. I guess that's going down. There you go. I don't know. What do you think? I have a feeling that thing would be just like laying upside down at the bottom of my stairs. That's kind of what I think would happen. But like I said, cool to see Matter and HomeKit listed on the page, even if it is a Kickstarter page. That means, you know, it's just a matter of time. We're, you know, likely we'll be seeing some robot vacuums, hopefully working in HomeKit, at least with Matter support here soon. So yeah, Hair Riot says version 5 will be perfect. Yeah. What does it cost? Yeah, well, I think we just got to that. And let's see. Sigmund, I see your question up here, guys. And I will say this too. If you have a question for me, type the word question in your comment and it'll kind of highlight for me, and that'll help me hopefully get to as many questions as I can during the stream. But Sigmund asks, is there anything new in the way of aftermarket electric blinds for a loft or a skylight window? And I don't know. I haven't heard of anything, Sigmund, in terms of this for like a loft or a skylight. The only thing I've seen, I don't know if I can find it. It was so long ago. It was actually quite a while ago, and you may have already seen this. Let me see. It was something by ZemiSmart, had something like a window opener. I don't know if that would work for your skylight. Let's see. And they have, so ZemiSmart has basically Zigbee based products mostly. So here we go. This is what I was thinking. I don't know if something like this would work for like a skylight. So you see they kind of have a picture right there of it. Oh, where'd that go? Something like that maybe. opening and closing. So this is a Toya Zigbee opener and closer, but ZemiSmart has those hubs that you can pair these Zigbee products to, and they can get HomeKit support either through Matter, or they have a Matter bridge and a HomeKit bridge. So maybe that would work for you, but that's probably the closest thing that I've even seen. So let's see. Oh, something else that I did want to mention too. There's a couple things, but we'll do some questions here. I see you guys got a lot of questions, but real quick, I was looking through HomeKit news. Let me pull up that article real quick. I got to get all my tabs back up since we had some trouble with the stream earlier. HomeKit news, I saw this. Do you guys, so who remembers this? I don't know if, I know Modern Day Tech, Eric was here earlier in the stream from Modern Day Tech. I think Eric actually had one of these. I don't know anybody else that used one of these. So this was the Robin. You guys remember this? It was like an insanely expensive video doorbell that supported HomeKit. I think it was the first one on the market that supported HomeKit Secure Video, but it was like crazy expensive. I can't remember how much it was. It was like over $1,000, maybe even closer to $2,000. I can't remember. But it looks like they are updating their Robin Pro line video doorbell. And I don't know. I mean, it's just not the best looking thing. It looks more for like a commercial or industrial type of setting. You can get custom nameplates. Frederick says it was close to $1,500. Okay, so it looks like that's probably about the same. I think that's what they're charging for this one. But you see Apple Home right there. You can pre-order this one. If anybody has $1,500 they're willing to burn on a video doorbell. The crazy thing is that the first version had like horrible specs. Like it didn't even support 1080p. I think it was like 720. And yeah, it was kind of crazy, but it was the first one. So, you know, I don't know. What is cool about this one, I will say, is of course HomeKit Secure Video. That's a big deal in my opinion, but I'm trying to see where the specs are. Hey, look, they got 1080p on this version. So, you know, moving up, I guess. There we go, right there. Power over Ethernet. That's pretty nice. I don't think there is any other native HomeKit power over Ethernet video doorbells or power over Ethernet video cameras at all that support HomeKit. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any out there with native HomeKit support. So anyways, that's nice. I would love to see this right here, power over Ethernet for HomeKit Secure Video cameras become, oh, sorry, I just realized you guys might not be able to see all that because of my big old head. That's pretty awesome right there. And would love to see that, you know, maybe a new trend, actually get some power over Ethernet cameras with native HomeKit support. That would be awesome. Sam says, yeah, I have a 1,500 and will not be buying that. Yeah, yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, but Ring Pro doesn't support HomeKit. So I'm talking about HomeKit. There's a number of PoE doorbell cameras, but I don't know of any that supports HomeKit or especially HomeKit Secure Video. I see some questions, some talk about the motion blinds. Let me get up to some of these questions here. Let's see. I had a scene to the HomePod, but Siri says something went wrong. Any ideas why? It could be a number of things. It's too hard to, we would have to troubleshoot. Without knowing more information, it's hard to say what could have gone wrong, but could be a HomeKit hub, could be your network issue, could be a number of things. Oh, there we go. Jerry says, did you try the new speeds on the Eve motion blinds? I didn't try the new speeds. So I've updated mine to I'm only using one set of the Eve motion blinds currently in my house. And I updated them to Matter and using that. And I tried out the adaptive shading feature. So these are actually in my daughter's room. Adaptive shading did not work for her room. She was like, why do my blinds keep opening at night and stuff like that? So I had to turn that off, but I have not tried the new settings. She really doesn't use her blinds that much, honestly. They probably stay closed more than anything, but I'll have to check that out, the new speeds. Yeah, Lone Star Trent says Roborock's come out next month. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of robot vacuums this year. I mean, there's been a lot of them in the last probably 2 years coming out. Yes, iOS 17. Yes, they got rid of iPad being a HomeKit Bridge, which is probably a good thing. I know some people didn't like that, but I was glad to see that. Because, you know, it's just using an iPad's just not the best as a HomeKit hub. So, Vicky question says, I have Philips Hue bulbs for lamps and now Infuse lights in my living room and bedroom. Do you need separate scenes for all of them? I'm not really familiar with Infuse. Let me look that up real quick. Are they working in oh, so let's see. Oh, okay. Infuse is, oh, that's nice. That's the Philips Hue lamp or ceiling light, I guess. That's nice. I haven't even seen that one. Kind of expensive. That's basically, it's kind of like the Aqara one that just came out not too long ago. I did a video on that one fairly recently. So the question was, if you need to set up, do you need separate scenes for all of them? I mean, you can configure it however you want. You don't need to, but if you want to combine them into the same scene, like turn on all the lights, you can do that. Or, you know, movie time or whatever. You can create scenes and have as many or as little few lights as you want. If you want to group them together, maybe that's what you're asking. You can. There is a group feature in HomeKit. Again, I'm assuming you're using Apple Home. But if you, let's see. Okay, got them in the Amazon spring sale. Nice. Yeah, they look really nice. I like the way that looks. Oh, the window is showing it. Sorry. There's the price, $249. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, there's a feature in HomeKit if you're using that where you can pair with additional accessories of the same category. So you can pair as many lights as you want together as a group. Maybe that's what you're asking. And if that's the case, you can certainly do that if you want to just control them together with your bulbs at the same time. So Jerry says, Hue, love Hue, but Hue equals money. Yep, that's about right. They're solid products, work well, I think, but they are pricey. Thank you, Brian. Yes, please ask your question once. I will try to get to as many as I can, and I am seeing them highlighted. Does anyone know about any retrofit device for dumb honeycomb blinds? I don't know about honeycomb blinds because that doesn't use a standard roller. I think like you know, your typical roller shades. So I don't know of anything like that personally. Gordon, this is a tough one here. There's been some discussions about this in our Discord group at times. The question is there a way to use HomeKit to reset a router with a smart plug if the router is down? The issue is if your router is down, your Wi-Fi is down, which potentially means, well, I should say probably means, you know, your HomeKit setup may not be working properly. Obviously, a Wi-Fi smart plug isn't going to work if your router's down. Technically, maybe it would work with like a thread smart plug. That automation might still work. I'm not sure. I have not tested that. And there are some devices out there that you can buy specifically for this, but not anything I know in HomeKit. The problem is, that automation's still running when there's no internet. And like I said, technically HomeKit does run locally, so it may be possible using something like a thread switch or smart plug. But yeah, I don't know. I would be hesitant on that working. Oh, Sigmund, thank you so much. Sigmund paying it forward and gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Sigmund, for doing that. And guys, I should also mention, we mentioned the YouTube channels earlier. Sigmund Judge has a fantastic podcast, Magic Rays of Light. I think I remembered that correctly this time. I know sometimes I mess up the names. Magic Rays of Light podcast, which talks all about Apple TV and Apple TV boxes and the service. So if that's something you're into, check out Sigmund's podcast. Let's see. And I do see more questions. I'm bouncing back and forth in the chat, so I'll get to you guys with your questions, as many as I can. Mr. H4, we'll abbreviate, say Mr. H4 says, any news when will the outdoor lights, the string lights, and permanent lights from Nanoleaf be released? I don't think there's anything I can say. I will say that it's probably sooner than later. At least, I don't know how much I can say, if I'm allowed to say anything really. I don't know anything about the permanent lights, but I think the string lights should be coming soon, I hope. I don't think it'll be too much longer, but I don't know any specific dates or anything like that. Let's see. Edgar's Home Tech says, is it me? But ever since the Hue Bridge updated to Matter, adaptive lighting is buggy and isn't active. I don't know if it's an iOS bug or what. Has anyone experienced a similar issue? I haven't updated my Hue Bridge to Matter, and I'm surprised that adaptive lighting is even still showing up, because if your bulbs are connected through Matter, adaptive lighting shouldn't work anymore. At least that's been my experience with basically everything else that typically supports adaptive lighting. So Matter does not support adaptive lighting right now. I've heard that they are working on some sort of feature like that. I believe, probably down the road sometime. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all if adaptive lighting just doesn't work at all. Like I said, I'm surprised it even shows up for your Philips Hue bulbs. I don't know if anybody here is using Philips Hue with Matter right now and can chime in on that. Again, I haven't updated my Hue hub to Matter. I really don't have any reason to. But the Hue Bridge supports it. Jerry said, supports what? Yes, so it does not matter that the Hue Bridge is Matter. Yeah, but I mean, so here's the thing. If your Hue Bridge, if your Hue light bulbs are integrated into HomeKit through Matter, then they probably won't be able to support adaptive lighting. If they're integrated through the traditional HomeKit integration, then they should be able to. That's the way I understand it. Let's see. Sigmund says, question, with WWDC announced for June 10th through 14th, do you dare to dream for something meaningful from an Apple Home perspective this year? You know, I think at this point, with everything else going on with Apple, you know, Vision Pro and all that kind of stuff, I think at this point I would just be happy with any talk or any focus at all on smart home or Apple Home. You know, even just talk about it a little bit, just let us know you hadn't forgotten about us, Apple. So, you know, dare I, you know, dream for something? I mean, I'd like to see some software improvements. You know, with it being WWDC, I guess that would be a good time for them to, you know, introduce something new like that. You know, they have done in the past. It's been a few years since they really introduced any new significant features into the Home app. I think like, you know, like HomeKit Secure Video and stuff like that. I would really like to see, obviously would like to see higher resolution with the cameras. That would be nice. I would really like to see the ability to have more control over your what's the best way to put it? Like, who can access what? So like permissions basically for your accessories, or to set some sort of profiles or something like that. So your kids can't, you know, turn on the sprinklers or shut off the water to the whole house, you know, stuff like that. So some sort of like profiles or permissions in the Apple Home app built in would be really nice and very much welcomed. I think, you know, as people like me and many of you build your smart homes, you have more and more accessories, you know, which means more and more control of your home. So I want my daughter to be able to like turn on her ceiling fan and her cool, you know, little nanoleaf lights in her room, for example, but I don't want her to be able to, you know, shut off water to the whole house or, you know, crazy stuff like that necessarily. So that would be really nice. And then on top of that, which could kind of tie in, would just be some more security features in terms of like security systems, home and away modes, that type of thing. I think they could do a lot more there. So I think that's what I would like to see when we get to, you know, some enhancements in the Apple Home app, new features. Those are the things that I would like to see. Oh, and, you know, give us the ability to control our primary HomeKit hub. I guess that goes without saying, but I don't know that that'll ever happen. Yeah, granular permissions for devices and rooms. Yep, exactly. Yeah, even if they gave us just rooms, that would be better than nothing. I would take that, I think. So question, now that the iPad is not a bridge, does that mean I need to buy a HomePod Mini to get my Toya Zigbee Matter thread border router working? If you want to use Apple Home, I guess to simplify this, if you want to get that into Apple Home, you want to use those accessories with the Apple Home app, or with HomeKit, you know, then yes, you will need some sort of HomeKit hub. A HomeKit hub can either be an Apple TV 4K or a HomePod Mini or the HomePod second generation. I would go with one of those because they have, you know, the thread capabilities built in and stuff like that. Vicky says, I have an LG TV connected to HomeKit and Apple TV in my living room, but you know, who is confusing them as sometimes turns on one or the other? What names do you use for yours? I usually just say, like, if I'm using the voice assistant, try not to set off your all y'all's devices. If I'm using the voice assistant, I try, or a HomePod or something like that, I will, you know, usually I just control it with my Apple TV. So if you have your TV, which all modern TVs now support HDMI CEC, which means if you turn on your Apple TV, for example, your actual TV will come on. So I usually just control my Apple TV. So I'll say, hey, you know who, turn on the Apple TV in the living room or something like that. And my TV will just come on automatically with the Apple TV because of HDMI CEC. That's the way I typically do it. I do have some HomeKit enabled TVs as well, but I don't really use them for control, like turning on or off because of HDMI CEC. And the only thing I really use the HomeKit integrations for is maybe for like some scenes, you know, where I want, you know, everything to turn off, or maybe some automations or something like that. I hope that makes sense. Hair Riot asked, does anyone else have an older Apple TV HD and it also works as a hub? I'm only asking because mine does, and I've always been curious about it. Yeah, I think the Apple TV HD does work as a HomeKit hub as well. I've never had one of these, so I haven't used one personally, but I think it does still work as a HomeKit hub. It just doesn't have Thread built into it, so you won't be able to use it as a Thread border router. If that's, you know, so if you get Thread accessories or something like that, you'll have to get an updated HomeKit hub that supports Thread as well. Oh yeah, Sigmund Judge says shortcuts for switching sources is probably the better way to deal with that. I didn't see if there was another question. So yeah, if you want to switch sources, then yeah, that's a nice thing. Thank you, Sigmund, for answering that. Yeah, shortcuts to switch sources is really nice. I don't switch sources for like any of my TVs. I'm kind of boring. I just literally use Apple TV for everything, for streaming, and I don't really do any gaming, so I'm not switching inputs and stuff on my TVs. But shortcuts, yeah, is a great way to do that, or automations and stuff. Robert, sorry I missed your comment here. Robert, a member for 19 months. Thank you so much, Robert, for being a continued member of the channel for 19 months. It says your Vision Pro video had me curious about ultra wideband and that point and click app that you mentioned. Which app is that, and do you need a hub? Yeah, so I mentioned in that video, thank you for watching, by the way, and thanks for the question. So in that video, I referenced a couple of things I think you're talking about. And for anybody curious, this is it's about the last video on the Vision Pro. May have been the last video I uploaded where I talked about home integrations with the Vision Pro. But I referenced a couple things in that video. First, I referenced there's an ultra wideband technology that I made a video on about, it was over a year ago, I think, where they did use these hubs and different technology to create some really cool automations and controls for your HomeKit accessories using ultra wideband. So that was one piece, but what I was actually using here in my house in that video was not using ultra wideband. So that was using ARKit, and it's an app called Home Rise. Let me see, it should be linked. I think it's linked in the video description of that video, but let me see if I can pull it up real quick just to show you. Yep, here we go. This is it right here. Excuse me. So that was the Home Rise app, and it actually has a lot of functionality that I haven't really explored too much, like, building dashboards. You can create floor plans with that, and here's what you saw. Oh, and the image isn't working for some reason. AR remote. So this is what I was doing in there. So you can basically use AR on your phone to place markers in your room, and then use your phone as kind of a remote. So that's what I was doing in that video to answer that question. And once again, that is the Home Rise app. And I spoke with the developer a little bit, or I messaged the developer a little bit, and they mentioned they showed some interest in a Vision Pro version of the app. So I think that would be awesome to see that type of technology built in. That's kind of where we were going with that video. But yeah, pretty cool to kind of just use that, move your phone around and use it kind of like a remote to control your devices. Lexus, I don't think there is any that support HomeKit. If anybody knows of a dehumidifier that supports HomeKit, let us know in the chat. I don't think there is any. So, oh, Brian says, so the Air Versa, okay, so here we go. Brian says the Air Versa or SmartMe. So I know the Air Versa is a humidifier, not a dehumidifier. I have not used the SmartMe Rainforest humidifier. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't used it. So let me pull it up real quick. I did not think that was a dehumidifier either, but I could be wrong. Here's the one we're referencing. I think it's just a humidifier. Yeah, I don't think there is any oh, Brian says they do both. Okay, well, so maybe this one right here. Let's see. Cool. Well, maybe that will work then. I know the Air Versa is a humidifier and not a dehumidifier. Those are a little more rare, I think, to come across. And the SwitchBot humidifier does both. I have not used a SwitchBot humidifier either. I wonder if you can get that into. I wonder if you can get that one into HomeKit through Matter, through their Matter hub. I don't know. I don't think they do support that product yet. Here's the SwitchBot one. So it might be something to check out there. Yeah, see, I think these are just humidifiers and not dehumidifiers. It does something different to take the moisture out of the air versus put it in there. I saw somebody mentioning the M3 hub, I think. Brian, thank you for answering that. I didn't see the question from Alan. But yeah, the M3 Q2 is what we were told on the release, but that's about as much as we know. Oh man, let's see. I may have gotten my names mixed up. Sorry if I did that. So Robert, and I had two of these, yeah, that came up. I think my chat got jumbled there. So Robert and Mike. Mike is the one that asked about the Vision Pro. I may have misread that earlier. Sorry about that. One of those days. So Robert says, I want to give many thanks for helping me solve my Eve issues much better than Eve support. Joining the Discord group has been amazing. Thank you, Robert, for saying that. I appreciate that, and I'm glad that we were able to help you and that the Discord group has been beneficial to you. I really do appreciate that. And again, a lot of channel members here in the chat today. If you're a channel member, you have access to that member Discord server, and it's a great place to get help and ask some smart people in there. A lot of the guys here in the chat, guys and gals that are in the chat, are over there answering questions and asking questions, and it's just a great place. So thank you again, Robert, for saying that. Let me see. Super chat. Chris, thank you so much, Chris. for the super chat. Says thanks for all you do for the community. Well, I appreciate that, and thank you for supporting the channel and for watching videos and joining live streams and all that good stuff. I appreciate all you. Oh, and Chris just joined as a channel member. Awesome. So great to have you, Chris. Hopefully we'll see you over there in the Discord server. And yeah, it's a great time, great place as you're building a smart home. And we always, you know, we got little sections in the server for just about every product category, lights, locks, you name it. We got Apple products. We got a HomeKit questions section, a matter section. We even have a we even have a home assistant and a ubiquity section. So something there for everybody, I think, and just a great place to kind of, you know, to engage on your smart home stuff, because it's kind of it's a journey. I feel like this whole smart home thing. So it's a fun one. Thank you so much, Alexis, for the continued support. Alexis has been a member for 16 months here on the channel. I appreciate you. Yeah, it looks like, thank you, Frederick. I see a few questions from HomeKit Lady. I missed, I think, one or two up top there. If you're having that many issues, and it looks like smart Wi-Fi accessories, Maris uses Wi-Fi. I think Frederick has a good point there. Most of these smart home issues, I won't say all the time, but a large portion of the time, these issues can be traced back to Wi-Fi or network issues. So definitely something to look into and make sure your Wi-Fi is squared away. Let's see, trying to see if I missed any other questions. Oh, there we go. Andrew says, question, has anyone else had an issue with their Apple TV 4K showing a no Wi-Fi error every couple of minutes when you plug it in via Ethernet? I don't know if anybody answered this question already, Andrew. I can't answer this because I actually have not hardwired any of my Apple TVs. So I have not seen that error, but again, I do not hardwire my Apple TVs. I'm using mine only on Wi-Fi. So, which it's not really been an issue, but it would be nice to hardwire them. So, all right, well, guys, we ran a little bit over, but we did have some issues earlier. If you made it over from the previous stream and all that stuff, thank you so much for your patience and for following us over here to the new stream and hanging out. Again, we probably will have maybe 2 weeks off from live streaming here, but as channel members, stay tuned, check out Discord, turn on notifications just right here on YouTube. I will have some videos coming out for sure in the next couple weeks. I've been working on a number of them kind of simultaneously, so definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, more to come. We're gonna come back live streaming stronger and better than ever. We're gonna work out some of these kinks and do some new stuff, so it's gonna be fun. I definitely look forward to that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, have a great week, and I will see you soon. All right, take care and God bless.